Greetings, everybody. Right back at you here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. And like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You can be 11-9, 6-8-2, or 13-10. If you out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. What's up, boxing fans? What's next for Canelo Alvarez? Let's talk about it. Now, I've been hearing all the talk in the boxing news about Terrence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez. I've been hearing news that Canelo should face the winner of Benavidez versus Andrade. People have been saying Canelo need to go avenge his loss against Bivol. So we asked ourselves as boxing fans, what's next for Canelo Alvarez? Who do we want to see him fight? Well, here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, the way we see it, let's start with Terrence Crawford. Number one, I understand the money. I understand that Terrence Crawford may want to go make a lot of money moving up 2 weight classes, 3 weight classes, or whatever it is to fight Canelo Alvarez. But number one, I don't feel Terrence Crawford needs Canelo Alvarez. I can respect the fact that Crawford want to fight him because this man just want to fight. He want to contend against the best. People got a problem with that, saying Crawford just want to check. Crawford jealous. Come on, man. The man just want to fight. It seems like to me that there's so much politics going on. Some of these fans forgetting that this is the boxing game. This is the fighting game. Some of these fighters want to fight. They want to fight the best. When they dominate other guys, they want to contend against better guys. There ain't no franchise champion. Ain't nobody protecting them from fighting guys that's their mandatory. Crawford ain't got that track record. Crawford want to fight the best. But to me, the way we see it here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, Terrence Crawford right now is the best. I feel like it's the other way around. Terrence Crawford don't need Canelo. Terrence Crawford is the one that ain't never ducked on his mandatories. Terrence Crawford is the one that's stopping all the guys that's coming up against him, not Canelo. Terrence Crawford is the man. He don't need Canelo. Canelo need him. Before Charlo, Canelo was irrelevant. Nobody wanted to watch Canelo. Let me ask you something. How many people watched Canelo versus John Ryder? I don't know not one boxing fan that watched that. I hear these trainers, these fighters, talking about Crawford, money chasing. Now here you got a guy that the boxing industry is paying all the money to, and you got Terrence Crawford that feel like he got the ability to beat him, and they knocking him for wanting to fight him. I don't know if these guys politicians or trainers. Canelo don't need Crawford. Canelo don't need Bivol. Well, who he need? You calling him the best? You calling him the crusher? But he don't need to fight the best, though. He ain't got nothing to prove. Come on, man. Wait a minute. You're saying a guy calling himself the best, got all the belts, ain't got to fight the best to prove he the best because he ain't got nothing to prove. Well, who done proved he the best? He lost against Floyd. He barely beat Lawler and Trout. He didn't dominate them guys. Him and Triple G ain't knocked no sweat off each other's head. He ain't never dropped Triple G. He didn't dominate it. Man, them 2 of the 3 of the most boring fights. So where does this best talk come from? Where does it come from, man? When we gonna get to see this man fight somebody that we know he ain't gonna beat? So that's why I say Crawford don't need him. Now let's move on. If you got them belts and you're calling yourself the best, then we can criticize you for who you fight. That's facts. If you take that out the game, you ain't got no game. If a fighter call himself a champion and he out here fighting cherry picks and can't nobody call him out, the game gonna be messed up. Because all the other boxers gonna follow suit, and you can't blame them either. So, the way we see it here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, I don't want to see Canelo come out and fight a subpar guy, even though I know it's gonna happen, but I'm not even interested in it because I know it's gonna happen. I mean, what you think? This guy finna all of a sudden start fighting hard fights now? You ain't gonna get it. It's gonna be another ship shaft. I thought Charlo was gonna come in and beat Charlo. Charlo sold out for the money. Didn't even come to fight. And I still believe a Jamel Charlo that can come to fight like a lion can beat him. That's why I criticize Charlo. I wouldn't criticize him if I didn't think he wasn't capable. If I thought he was a guy that was just going to go up there and try and not win, I wouldn't even criticize him. But he didn't fight like Jermell Charlo. He didn't. And he know he didn't. You just gave your whole legacy to Canelo. You just gave it to him for money. You made people believe that Canelo's so good that out of a 9 or 10 round fight, you can't even get a lick on him. You can't even check his chin or make him back up not once. When we saw Caleb Plant and John Ryder do it. Now, the winner of Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez should be the obvious, but it's not going to be. You ain't going to get that fight. You know Canelo's history. You know his track record. You're not going to get that fight. It ain't going to happen. Kill it. Now, I've been hearing guys say, well, Benavidez needs to build himself up and get more fights to fight Canelo. Well, Rocky Fielding didn't have to build himself up. You telling me Rocky Fielding, John Ryder, and Demetrius Bivol is bigger than David Benavidez? You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. You think they're bigger than Demetrius Andrade? You think that was a higher demand than them two fighters? No, it wasn't. So the way I see it here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, Canelo Alvarez needs to fight one of these guys to prove to me that he is who he say he is. Rematch Bivol. Bivol is agreeing to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168. I don't see what's the problem. If Bivol willing to come down and fight Canelo at 168, I feel like Canelo, saying that he's the best in the game and nobody can beat him, should jump on that fight. That should be the obvious fight to a fighter to avenge his loss. So I see Canelo either making that move, the winner of Benavidez Andrade. I feel like those two moves are the obvious moves. Now the Terrence Crawford move could be a third move, but I feel like I would rather see Canelo rematch Bivol or take the winner of Benavidez Andrade. That's what I want to see. I'm sure that other fans who just want to see good competition in boxing want to see these fights. Forget all the politics. He don't need this guy. Benavidez need to fight more fights. Bivol need Canelo. Crawford need Canelo. What all that got to do with a good fight? What all that got to do with a good fight? Oh, that's politics and fanboyism. Man, we want to see some good fights. On top of that, I can't knock Canelo for the way the Charlo fight went, because it was Charlo that came out and didn't fight. Can't blame Canelo for that. I can't blame him. I think he looked good against Charlo. Me personally, I think Canelo should take that momentum and go rematch Bivol. He looks strong. He got good momentum. I think he should try to avenge his loss. I don't feel like he'll do that, but hey, that's what I see as the best fight and the best option for him and his legacy, in my eye. And that's how we see it here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. I don't like to keep it too long because you don't know me that well, but you will. And like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You could be 14-9, 23-8, or 16-10. If you out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk.